So it's a new project. I guess I'm kind of starting more finishing, but it's a 1985 CRX HF that I am swapping b18 A1 into. To a friend of mine, we started this a while back. When I say a while back, it's been about 3 or 4 years, and it's about as far as we've gotten. Just, we're adults, we have jobs, we have lives, things just get put on the back burner. So I got some free time, so I told him to bring the car on down, and I'll finish it up for him. So, car only has had 164,000 miles, which is in pretty good shape. He has the fenders in the hood and stuff at his house because they're plastic. We're doing a carbureted to fuel injection conversion. Car has port mounts. I just got done installing this half-size radiator. It's got 84 to 87 Honda Civic four-wheel drive wagon front axles with 1G Integra hubs on the HF spindles. We have a stage 3 Exetti clutch and a light and flywheel you can kind of see in there. Currently we're waiting on the wiring to be dealt with, and I'm just kind of getting things mocked up. Other than that, that's kind of it so far. Hoping to have it done in the next couple months depending on time and parts, but it should go together pretty easy. We have almost everything. The car will be ODB1. That's about it for this. So with this CRX, I'm putting a half-size EG Integra radiator in here, and actually on these, this hole here and this hole here are damn near 13 inches apart, which is the width on the tabs on the bottom of the radiator there. So what I think I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is drill in a couple holes, margin those holes a little bit, and the radiator should drop right down into those and then be perfect position. So I also cut out a little bit here. It raises up like the rest of this here. Cut this out and the radiator sits perfectly flush. I will put in end up stitch welding that back together, just so it doesn't lose any of the rigidity or anything. But with that down, as you can see here, that's how it sits. It's a little angled up to one side, but I will adjust accordingly to that. But as you can see, everything, sorry, this is all being filmed on an iPhone, but everything seems to clear just fine there. So I got the piece cut out, funnel ground, and then I put some truck liner. That's actually what's like the spray and bed liner. That's what this whole car is sprayed in. So that'll, once that dries, it'll be a different color. But that's how the finished product turned out for that, as you can see there. Next, I'll be working on trying to figure out radiator hoses. So a little trick I've learned over the years and experience with changing out radiators and not damaging the fins is to put a piece of cardboard over both sides. Helps from damaging the fins. Just a little trick I figured I'd pass on if people don't already do it or know it. So another handy tip with cutting hoses, part say, I like to do is use a hose clamp, because there's a straight edge to it, so then you'll get a perfectly good cut on your hose. Well, at least a pretty doggone close cut, straight cut. It's not like perfect, but it's pretty good. Got the radiator all mounted up. It's set up with the hoses. I'm gonna build a bracket. It'll come off here and kind of go over there or something. So the hoses are a 90 to 93 Integra lower hose that I had to trim an inch off of that end and about an inch and a half off the bottom here. And the upper hose is a first gen CRV upper hose that I had to trim probably like 3 or 4 inches off this end and about an inch and a half off of there. It is a little kinked, but it's not enough to affect flow. But fits pretty well. Next, I will figure out an overflow, which I'll probably end up using a 92-95 Civic overflow bottle because they fit pretty well with those radiators like I have in my Civic.